Hey there. Long time no see. Looking good.
Yeah. Let's just keep this simple. I want a divorce.
What now?
I think you heard me just fine.
Come on. This is me. What's wrong?
We don't talk anymore.
I just put down $1 million on a TV commercial just to talk to you.
Exactly. You do all the talking. I never get a chance.
Talk on our website, can't you?
Sure. If I want to say, order this product.
See?
It's not exactly a dialogue.
What about the print campaign, You can't tell me you missed the billboard in Times Square. That was like a 200-foot tall declaration of love.
You're saying you love me, but you're not behaving like you love me. It's not genuine.
I don't know. The agency said I was genuinely being funny. Genuinely being charming. They said you would love everything I did.
Could you keep your voice down? You're not doing a radio commercial. Look, whether you're funny or not, it's just, I've changed, and you haven't. I mean, we don't even hang out in the same places anymore. You're not even listening, are you?
Coupons. You want coupons, don't you? Look, come by the store. I got 2 words for you. Loyalty, reduction. Am I right? That was it, wasn't it? Let's just hug.
If you knew me, you'd know I don't care about that.
Know you? Sweetheart, I know everything about you. You're 28 to 34. Your online interests include music, movies, and laser hair removal. You have a modest but dependable disposable income. Am I the only one not getting the problem here?
I'm out of here.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that. Look, I'll tell you what. Come back here tomorrow. I'll give you the chance to win a Bahamas vacation. There's a small chance, minuscule, but technically still a chance. Why don't it be like the old days?
I think it was 20 years ago, and if you don't develop by now the hoverboard, pretty much your services and products are have some equals or Me Too products. Maybe you're better about them as the others, but for the customers, let's say Apple Watch or Samsung Watch or a Pulse Watch or who name it, they are replaceable. So what is the next thing now in marketing is that you have to add something. It's not enough to give just information about product and price. You need to add something, and that's our experience. There's one good example, and everybody is using it, but it's a good example. It's Red Bull. You know, it's an energy drink, and there are so many energy drinks on the market, and Red Bull is one of the most expensive one. You know. But everybody is buying Red Bull because they add to their product and the price, they add some experience. They have events, they have a magazine, they have TV channels, they let somebody jump out of the space and celebrating, and they are everywhere. And everybody is, buying Red Bull because they want to be part of this experience as well. So there is this thing, experience. You may have to add to your product and price information because otherwise, there's so much noise in the internet right now, you won't get through with your information to the customer. And that's the current situation. Yeah. And organizations, well, they're looking now. Yeah? Some have some ideas, some have not, some are looking for the right solutions, but they have one thing in common, and maybe a short video can explain some feelings of the organization. Not all, but maybe some.
Yeah, I've been hearing about lots of crazy things happening tonight. Things you don't forget. Things people be talking about for weeks.
Dana, what is it?
It's nobody.
Everyone must be hanging out somewhere else.
You're missing out.
Randy Talbot's parents are letting him have a party in their band and play the land. Everyone's tweeting about it. Wish I didn't have to work tonight.
It's Julie's sorority thing. Everyone's posting about it.
Weren't you invited?
Well, no. She said it was a small thing. Oh my god. Even Tom was invited. Tom with the skin thing. Hi, I'm looking for Polly.
Polly's not been here since about an hour ago.
when she left to go to the movie.
That's impossible. We were supposed to go together. Foursquare says people are hanging out at Miss Wiggins Ale House and TGI Fridays. I have to choose.
What are you gonna do?
I'll just stop by one, and then I'll hug the other. These people, they're having so much fun without me. What am I supposed to do about this, Juno? Juno! Come on. Come on! No! No! No!
Hey, Dana, it's Mike.
Come on!
Everyone's hanging out. Where are you? Hey, where are you? This is the best night ever. The food's got to the bar.
Wait! Wait! I want to go to Bonnaroo! Please! Dana, if you still want to hang, we're all going to be okay. Where's everybody hanging out?
Yeah, where's everybody hanging out now? I think some organizations have this feeling and are looking now for the right solution to get through this noise, to get to the places where everybody's hanging out now. And this called, you just heard it, FOMO, the fear of missing out something. And what organizations now are in constant sorrow is that they may be missing the right channels and the right platforms. You know, there are so many platforms and channels coming now. Instagram, it's even an old one now for social media standards, and Snapchat and Pinterest and all the others. And you can expect that there are coming new ones, you know, and they're coming even more. So they are a little bit in sorrow to miss them, and also the right type of content because audience getting fragmented more and more. You know, you have different peer groups, target groups, and they get fragmented, and also to reach all this fragmented audience with the right messengers. So this is now the problem, because there, like I said before, there's so much noise, and you have to be competitive with the content to add this experience to your product to get heard, because there are so many technical solutions to filter all this this noise that the people just, you know, living in their bubbles. You know, and there's also one frame, Content Shock, which says that there's a lot more content than somebody on Earth can consume. So, yeah, and now that's the problem. So what's doing now? Now everybody tries heard of content marketing, and they try to produce content, and they doing sometimes really great things like web TV series or content which is getting viral. But in my eyes, sometimes it's like they, you know, just producing content without putting the consumer in the center and their needs. Like I said before, the consumer are constantly mobile, they're constantly online, they are mobile, and they're looking for solutions right away when they have the problems. And also this is a thing that if you don't deliver this content, you just get missing out. And that's the one thing, not getting in the center. And the other thing is that they're getting sometimes the idea of marketing wrong. Because you can make some really good campaigns and spend a lot of money, and we are in, for example, for the German market. Germany is a place for SEO and display ads, you know, and there are agencies that are selling this as well. And you can make great campaigns, but they bring you traffic, and they bring you viral hits, and they bring you also some new customers. But as soon as you have the money left down and the budget is empty, you know, it starts getting you know what I mean, flop, getting low again. So what a content marketing really needs is a content strategy, something sustainable, which is something that helps you getting a framework to be prepared for all these new platforms and channels, and for the more fragmented audiences, and have also the right messages. So if the market change, you can easily adapt. But content strategy is something which is, like Winston Churchill said, blood, sweat, and tears. It's something that's really painful, because if you're getting it right, it could change the structure of a company. Because we are talking about workflows, work process, structures within the organizations, like marketing department getting in the center, for example, or you creating or you having a barrier between departments. For example, classical is PR and marketing, which was fine in the past when you have the target group journalists and the target group consumers, and then you had the marketing department and you had the PR department. But now it doesn't make sense anymore, because now you're having the internet, and if the customer comes in because of the press release, or the journalist come because you have a viral hit and he's getting interested in your product, it doesn't make sense anymore to say, okay, you do your thing and we do our thing. Maybe you have to combine it. And in an organization, this could be really a seismic shift as well. So this is also why I love this topic so much, because I think content strategy is the thing you need before doing content marketing. And you really have to help, or you really have to go all the long way and build a sustainable strategy to then afterwards making or improve your content marketing. And how I do it is, like I said before, I'm a student and a blogger, and I'm not saying I read all the books which are on the market about content strategy, content marketing, but I read a lot because it's also my bachelor degree. And I use all these findings and try to make a practical approach out of it. So what I create out of it is a framework which are based on 9 phases, which you can use iterative or only one of these phases. It's just a framework. You have to use it, and you have to work with it within your company. It's all free on my website also, and basically, these 9 phases I'm going to introduce you now a little bit. I'm going to speak about each of them. So let's start with the first one, which is, I love this word, the planning before the planning. Yeah. So actually, this is the planning you do when you just say, okay, I start with a content strategy. Yeah. And I think that's improving my content marketing, and I'm going to start with it. So the first thing you have to do there is, or you should do there, is identify all relevant stakeholders. And this could be not only the classical, if you have a hierarchic structure, saying, okay, the CEO of this one and the chief of department of this area. It depends also on the size of the company. You know, if you have a small company, you have just a startup here, 4 or 5 people, but you have to identify all the relevant stakeholders about their skills, about their passions as well, and then you have to prioritize the stakeholders as well. So it's not really about which position the woman or the man have. It's what he can do really. What is passion? It's on criteria to identify them as financial budgets, for example, or the personal skills what you have. And then also the political might within an organization. Maybe you have somebody who is really, have nothing to do with the project, but he's somebody who has the political power within the organization to stop you getting further with the content strategy. Because like I said before, sometimes it's going to be painful if you change existing systems. So when you have all identify and prioritize these stakeholders, then you go in the next step and prepare a kickoff meeting, which is the big bang for the start of the project. So that's phase 2, and phase 2 is a kickoff meeting, like I said before. And there are also basic things. So the first thing is introduction of all project members. So like when you have a small company, surely everybody knows each other. Yeah, but in a big company, you have to introduce them and also saying what's the background, and introducing is not just saying, hey, that's Robert, say hello, and he's doing the stuff with the technical. No, you really have to get them involved and get in contact and building a team. And in the second step, you're making the roles within. So it could be also somebody who is fine in technical stuff, yeah, but he's also able to to observe something very good and bring it on point. So maybe the better role for him is to making all the documentations about the strategy, because all what you are doing from now on should be documented for the past. And then you go with the first draft of roadmap and the timetable, and try to not saying getting all the points, but also try to set up some milestones. Yeah, and then when you have the kickoff meeting, then you're coming to the phase where everybody say, "Oh fuck, just skip it," you know, because there's something content audit which is usually painful. Nobody really likes to do it. Content audit means you just get an overview about the available content which is out there. Normally you start with a quantitative content audit, which is when you start with the website, just checking the URLs, the content formats, the for example, who's responsible for getting the content online, and all this quantitative stuff. Yeah, you can also make it a step bigger and saying you're going down out. You're looking for offline products like leaflets, brochures, TV commercials, everything. So you're just getting a sense of what kind of content from your organization is out there, and that helps you at the very beginning of this content strategy to get a feeling about the budget you may need doing this content marketing thing, or also the time you need for getting everything updated. Because on website, you certainly know it, is so many stuff which is only, you know, it's so old. It's quite old, yeah, and it's not current anymore. And to perform your the website, it could help to just get a feeling about that and get it off the website. And the next step is the qualitative content audit, because the first one you can do with a tool. The second one you can't. You have to go by self, looking at the content and saying, okay, this content is good. This content is outdated. This content is wrong. Having the picture of a CEO which is not on board anymore is it's not good. And yeah, that's the part that many companies try to skip because it's quite big. But you shouldn't skip this, because if you did this one time, then you really have information which can help you to develop the content marketing thing and really give you some arguments to discuss with, like I said before, political powers within the companies that say, okay, we have so many blog articles, or we have so many leaflets or PDFs to download, but nobody downloads this kind of stuff. Yeah, so why not put it off? And then comes the answer: no, I don't. No, you leave it there. I think it's good. But then you have arguments can say, okay, no, look, this works. This is not working. Let's do it another approach. So this is why I'm in favor for content audits. The last one is a rolling content audit, which is normally something based after process, which you can do in a certain rhythm, like one time a year or something like this, just to get, you know, updated. And then comes the analysis, putting everything, all the things together, and like in the marketing process, internal analysis, external analysis, and documentation. But the difference between this analysis and the phase and the thing you did maybe in the marketing, like SWOT analyze or foresee analyze or what else, is that in this case you're really having another paradigm. You're looking through the glasses from content marketing and try to look how this could be, these findings could be used in terms of for your content strategy. And I will not say so much about this because normally it's quite like a marketing, but only with a different point of view. So and then it's getting practical. The first 4 phases were only, gathering informations, but this one is the first one where you go with your core team and all the kinds of people who are working with you and which you are prioritize and identify in the kickoff meeting, or in the preliminary planning phase. And they're sitting now all together and they're saying, okay, let's think about vision and mission statements, about messages and targets. Surely organizations has all this kind of stuff, But if you're looking through the lens of content marketing and putting the customers first and saying, okay, this is the problem of the customer, we find in the analysis that this was the real problem, then you put it. And I give you an example of this. I was working in London for the EU. It was a military mission, which was the mission in. I was a former soldier, and were doing the media stuff there. And I was based in London for this mission. And we had a website, and we had information about disruptions in Somalia. The way where people in the Gulf of Aden, where the pirate problems were the last couple of years. And we were in the media department, and we had a website, very old-fashioned, and we had to do the relaunch. And then we making this analysis and saying, okay, we realized that we are putting information outwards in a PDF file, which is static, and the target group couldn't use. It was a journalist in this case. And then we making analysis and saying, okay, who's calling us every time and keep us busy, which is good, but which informations are coming, or which questions coming. And the question was, we need informations between from interruptions, from attacks of pirates, or from hostages that were held, or something like this. And this information were like, they were static. So we developed from this point of view, because the journalists had the pain point to get this information, we developed an interactive tool, which was a table that the journalist can use by himself and can say, okay, I need for my report, I need the time frame from January 2005 to January 2008, and I want to know how many vessels were attacked. So we built this kind of interactive tool, and from there, the news coverage were getting higher and higher because the information were flowing now, and journalists could easily get the information, which are not classified or something like this. So just to get you an example how it could work when you looking for the information or looking for the analysis through a different point of view, putting the customers first, really, and not trying to get the information only right. So in this content workshop, you making this vision and mission statement and a message and a target, and preparing everything for the next phase. And the next phase is the content planning. And this is fun. It's really fun, because in this case you can put all your heads together and say, okay, let's, based on all the steps before, let's do some other content formats. Let's do a video series, let's do another blog, let's let the CEO making some press events, or you name it. You just are free to put everything in a bucket. And then you're putting holes in the bucket, like budget, like personal resources, like capacities within the organizations, and and then you're getting thinner and thinner. So you're putting everything in the content based on the analysis phase and on the phases before, and then you're just saying, okay, this is good, this is not, and it helps you to develop a topic plan and a plan for content which you are going to spread in the next couple of time. So there's the first step to making an editorial plan. So, but it's fun. It's very fun for at the beginning, and then when something is cutting, then it's not fun anymore. But it could be, and it's interesting because you're coming on ideas you maybe not have before. And then you're coming on the next one. This is quite an interesting phase, because then it's the first time where you where it could be that the organization structure is changed. The first question is very important: make or buy. Many companies are now figured out that they have to produce content, but they are not figuring out how. So the question is, should we buy the content by agencies, by freelancers, or should we invest and then build up an in-house agency, for example? This stage, this question is not easily to answer, because it really depends on the size of the company and on about the content formats they wanna create. But the question is quite important, because as soon as you say you're going to make it in-house, then it starts a process where structures are disrupted within the company. The example like PR and marketing, for example, like I mentioned before. And you're developing production flows. And also here could be other could be a disruption as well, because if you're used to say, okay, I know one case where PR was doing social media and marketing was doing only online marketing, you know, but it feels wrong, because they working together, but in the same time they had the problem that they are not really communicating with each other, because you had two head of departments which have who had personal differences, and in this case they were not speaking really with each other and saying, okay, you're doing your social media stuff, and if I want, we're making next week Wednesday we have a conference, we have a little conference, and then we're talking about each other, but you do your thing. And online marketing says, okay, you could tell us a little bit before, because it's fast. And there is the thing where also structures getting disrupted, and this is painful, because here you are talking about budgets, you're talking about positions, you're talking about political power as well, and it's the point where people say, okay, let's leave it like the old system. The last point is more or less when you are working with people outside, creating guidelines. That's quite important. If you have a small company, it's not so important, because it's important as well, but it's not so important. If you are working for a big company or with big organizations, you may see that there are different contributors of content, and they have other style guides and other tonality concepts and others, I don't know what. So if you are deciding in-house or buying outside, you should create guidelines to help each other. A good hint is from MailChimp, which make a very good tonality concept, and it's online available, and it's for all people coming in the organizations, and after an hour or something like this, they really understand the tonality. And in my eyes, MailChimp has one of the best tonality concepts to speak with the customers. So it's very easily, it's interactive, and it's nice to see just when you need an example. Content management. I use this picture with a certain reason, because content management is a lot of talking. It's about responsibilities and workflows, and I just said it in the face before. Also, here is a pain point, because if you're changing all this stuff before, you have to talk. You really have to communicate. You have to get everybody on board, and this is a process that could take time. So, content management is also in this phase more the responsibles and the workflows and the documentation of the workflows. And not only the frameworks. I know under this term there are also some other frameworks like content lifecycle and updating and some process. But in this case, in a strategy, you really have to talk about this workflows before and set them up right and getting everybody on board. You're not doing yourself a favor if you're just making a decision and then say, okay, it's like that. That's the old way, you know. So communication is one of the very important thing. And then coming to the last one, it's controlling a measurement. I'm not open this great box of Pandora, because controlling measurement is something like you can talk an hour about that and can't find an answer, because in my eyes content marketing is very difficult to measure. It's good when you're making, or it's easy when you're taking, it's a campaign. Yeah, then you can go with some KPIs and saying, okay, that's quite easy. But you have to know that content, really good content, is expensive, and it's paying off in the long run. And that's what content strategy is. It's for the long run. It's not for short-sighted things or campaigns. And in my bachelor degrees, and this point is the topic of my bachelor degrees, which is developing a framework to measure content marketing measures and the targets within or the goals within an organization and outside an organization. So you have to find yourself standards to find this, and to realize that the customer journey is not static anymore, not linear anymore, but circular, and put the customers first. Yeah, and at the end of this presentation, I just wanted to say, like, again, content strategy is something which is could be painful, but it's worth it. It's my personal point of view, and it's something like that we are just realizing in the German market, and I know that the Holland market is also is on a very, very good way in this part, and Germany is taking an approach also, and the content strategy could really disrupt the industry or the organization structure. So that's my contact details. All of the thing I just mentioned is free on my website. I have on each phase I have a blog article. It's unfortunately in German. I am a one-lingual guy and don't write in English, but get just in touch with me. You can use this framework and extend it, reduce it, try it out. Please give me feedback what works and what's not. And yeah, let's get together. Thank you very much for your time. And if you have any questions, then I'm happy to answer. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Babak.
Thank you.
I hope it's okay for you guys if we skip the question.